Have you ever wondered why you feel so exhausted when you come home? Maybe it is not just the tiredness of the day, maybe it is the weight of all the masks you wore throughout the day. Do you express yourself as you truly are, or as the version other people want to see? With this video, I want to remind you of the importance of being yourself. You enter a social setting. There is something you actually want to say, but before saying it, your mind quickly starts scanning. Would this sound weird if I said it? Will I be misunderstood? Will I seem too serious? Will I look too sensitive? You express your opinion, but not fully. You laugh at something you do not really want to laugh at. You feel hurt, but act like everything is fine. And at the end of the day, when you come home, you are not just tired. You feel as if you have drifted a little further away from yourself. We can call this social masking. It means constantly adjusting yourself in social situations to be accepted, to avoid rejection, to avoid exclusion, or to prevent conflict. The false belief here is this: if I do this, it means I am fake. This belief is wrong. This is not always fakeness. Sometimes it is a form of protection learned over the years, because the human brain does not always perceive social rejection as just a small discomfort. For some people, being rejected, being misunderstood, or feeling tension in a social environment can be perceived by the nervous system as a real threat. So your brain quickly does this. Adjust yourself to stay safe. Do not be too visible. Do not want too much. Do not be too open. Show them the version they expect. At first, this may seem like it works, because you avoid arguments. You reduce the possibility of rejection. You soften the atmosphere. But in the long run, there is a cost, because constantly monitoring yourself is exhausting for the brain. If this kind of practical and deep psychology content feels good to you, you can like the video and subscribe to the channel. This channel exists for people who want to understand themselves without blaming themselves. Now, there is something important here. Social masking is not just adapting to people. It is the distance that forms between a person and their own inner voice. And if you do this by hiding your own qualities, hiding your soul can eventually make you forget yourself. Who am I? What do I enjoy? What do I love? What are my boundaries? If you have searched for the answers to these questions outside of yourself instead of within yourself, then this may go beyond social masking. It may mean that your own character and values have not had the space to form in a healthy way. Instead of asking, "What do I really want?" you begin to ask, "What will happen if I want this?" And over time, the second question starts to come before the first. In other words, you start thinking not about what you feel, but about what feels safe. This weakens your authentic self. The authentic self is a person's unique individuality. If everyone loves blue, but you love red, and around everyone else you say, "I love blue too," that is where you begin to forget your own uniqueness. At some point, you stop choosing red objects and start choosing blue ones, because everyone else likes them. But your eyes still pause on the red object. There is an important difference between social masking and the loss of self. If you adapt to your social environment without losing your unique qualities, that is social masking. It is showing the mask that fits the setting. But if you begin to forget your unique qualities in order to adapt to the environment, that means you are forgetting your authentic self. The authentic self is a topic I truly love. I will talk about it more in the future. Do not forget the most exhausting part of social masking. If you do it too much, it can become the beginning of losing your authentic self. Every time you say, "It does not matter, it is fine, I do not mind," the real voice inside you may pull back a little more. Because social masking does not make you completely fake, but it can make you feel like a stranger to yourself. The goal here is not to completely stop adapting to people, because healthy relationships include adaptation, flexibility, and kindness. Healthy adaptation and erasing yourself are not the same thing. It is important not to lose yourself on that fine line. In healthy adaptation, you do not lose yourself. You simply make space for the relationship. But in social masking, you begin to give up yourself so the relationship can remain. If you give up your identity and uniqueness, instead of finding the environments, people, and life that truly suit you, you may stay stuck in places you have only settled for. You do not have to belong to places where you merely fit in. You can discover the places where you truly belong. If your mind has learned for years that your real self is too much, you may be treating self-minimizing as safety in every social environment. But if this was learned, it can also be reorganized, because understanding your inner world is the first step toward change. Today, try a very small practice. After a social situation, write down only these 3 questions. Where did I show less of myself than I truly am today? Where did I suppress what I really felt? Where did I change my real reaction in order to feel safe? Ask these questions not to blame yourself, but to return to yourself. Ask them to understand your real reactions. There is nothing wrong with adapting to a social environment. My purpose here is to help you notice your connection with yourself as well, because the authentic voice does not come back all at once. First, it needs to trust that it will be heard. Your real self has not disappeared. It has only become quiet because it has not felt safe for a long time. It stayed in the background. While you kept your more adaptive side in the foreground, you slowly pushed your unique side further back. You can rediscover your unique side not by forcing it, but by slowly making space for it. Remind yourself of this sentence: I do not have to become everyone's expectation in every environment. Adapting is my choice. Being myself is also my choice. I can show the side of myself I choose, depending on the environment I want to be in.